Hello everyone, welcome to another game of Vainglory on this tournament. Today we have the 8th of final on the losers bracket. We'll have Turkish what? Turkmen forces versus the SpicySheeps. Sheep. Let's see if I can find them. Here they are. Alright, the first game. And of course the scrolls. So about to cover this game right here. Turkmen forces versus SpicySheeps. And apparently we're missing one man. As soon as one man arrives, we should be able to go. I think we have SpicySheeps on the left. I am confirming. Yeah, Shaker Rule is Shiny Sheeps. Shiny Sheeps? I thought it was SpicySheeps. We're ready to stream though, so spicy. Okay. Just got the confirmation. And we're off into draft, so straight ahead. SpicySheeps on the left. With two guys from that big R guild. That I'm curious who were the guys who flamed me the other day. Either it's one of these two guys or one of the other two guys. Or it might be, not be. I mean, there are 50 people in a clan, or in a guild, so should probably announce the stream while the guys do the bans. Twitch TV/PS Enough. So bans going out. We have, let me clear up this desktop view first, so I can see the chat. Okay, so bans coming out on the side of SpicySheeps. We have Churnwalker. On the side of Turkmen forces, we have the Anka. Hey Rocker, welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? We have the first pick on the blue side is Lorelei. And on the red team, we have a Celeste and Catherine. Vox and Cruel to round up the forces. Apparently it's going to be a CP Vox, which is quite good. Use it while you can, because I think it's going to be heavily nerfed on the next update. And to round up the team, on the red side, we will have, as jungler, the famous and only Taka. Taka. I guess it's gonna be a weapon Taka. I never got very convinced with weapon Taka. I mean, it sort of is viable now, but I don't know. Whenever I played him, I always played him Crystal. Oh, someone tried to change the skins. Don't change skins. Wrong button. It's always the same thing on every game. Someone tries to change the skins and he hits the exit button. Buenos dias, matozinhos. Como é que é, God of War? Tudo fino? Same draft yet again. A very existential problem here with my setup. My retractable arm is in front of the screen. Having to adjust stuff. Here we go. Swap heroes. Hopefully no one will hit the exit match button this time. Apparently we have supporter for SpicySheeps in the house. Welcome to the stream, bullies. This is the last opportunity for both these teams. Both of them are already in the losers bracket. This is a double elimination tournament, so they have one more chance to still make it to the final. They need to keep winning though.
The battle for the Halcyon Fold has begun.
The battle for the Halcyon Fold has begun. Bing. Good luck, have fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And donate a kidney if you like what you hear. Standard first rotation. Both carries starting up in the back camps. Trying to share some of that experience. Trying to reach this middle treant in level 2. No one pushing the lane. Just both captains zoning out this middle treant. Apparently Catherine likes the aggro from the middle treant. I think Team Blue might have a little more advantage on this level 1 skirmish. Taka is so squishy on level 1, and so is Celeste. Some water being spread out. They want to irrigate the Halcyon Fold. Both teams just checking each other out. Afraid to do the engage. Come on, chicken! Engage! Dive! Nope. Celeste rotating back up. And actually Krull was doing a little recall there. Both laners went up. Taka went farm, and Krull is taking this opportunity to try and get this middle treant. They do get it. Hajobi is not able to contest it. First middle treant to the blue team. I guess that means the game is won, right? First treant means one game. Everybody knows that. Alriat is going dangerously low. Apparently we have some supporters of the Turkmen forces. Apparently Ahovi is a good roamer. Let's see. Let's see how many stacks he has on the first minutes. Only 2 so far. Should have done a few more by now. So I am not convinced. And he's almost dying actually. With a core collapse from Celeste helping him there, keeping him alive. I think Krull is gonna start at middle treant as well. Indeed, and Taka is nowhere near to contest it. The red team does have vision there, so they know Krull is doing that. But they just don't have the health to contest it. Streamer trying to save some CS from this pushed wave. Misses a couple minions. Nothing to worry about. So predictions from the chat. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Use the hashtags of... I don't know. What hashtags can we use? I guess Turkmen win and Spicy win. I don't know. You guys can make up your own hashtags if you want. Hashtag both win. Hashtag it's a draw. Tox lost today? I don't think they played today yet. Have they? I covered their game yesterday and I believe they won. They were gonna face a more serious team this next game today though. But I don't think it went already. Chubby adding up a new stack, dodging that fish food laid down in the middle. We have the item shop available already in the middle of the map. Avoid those long recalls back home. Celeste trying to punish this Vox, but missing all of the Holy Novas. Taka wants to do an engage. Picks on Vox, but Vox is pretty tanky, it seems. Or this Taka is not doing enough damage yet. Cruel diving in, trying to put some hurt into Hajovi. He uses the shield to avoid. Yeah, it does end up going down. Celeste taking Cruel quite low. Taka wants a follow-up. He wants a piece of this Cruel, but Taka isn't doing enough damage. He manages to kill off Lorelei, though. Well, what's the build on this Taka? Oh, he hasn't finished the first item yet, okay. But he does have enough weapon damage. I don't understand why he was doing so little damage. Maybe it's the levels. He's not high level yet. This Vox is a little dangerous. He could get stunned by Catherine there. But he decides to leave dangerously. Keeps farming. 1-on-1 on kills right now. 1k advantage in gold. Just early game. No teams really putting down some pressure on this early game phase. They're trying to play it safe. I don't know how well they know each other. They might be having some respect for the enemy team. Cruel lurking here for a kill. Let's see if he can get the ultimate onto that Celeste. He doesn't like that engage. He doesn't like those odds. He backs away, goes farm his own jungle. Now it's Taka's turn to show up on the lane, but he reveals himself, or actually a flare revealed him. So not much he's going to be able to do. Might as well go farm back into the jungle. Let's follow Lorelei, just to have a little more action on the camera. Catherine isn't doing the stunts that she should have. Like, someone was saying that this Catherine is a good roamer. A good roamer on Catherine does not have only 8 stacks at 7 minutes. In my humble opinion. A little CS miss there. Nothing overwhelming. Cleaning up vision. The blue team is doing a good job laying down vision with those scout mines. Here comes the ultimate from Cruel, looking for an engage. Hits the Taka. Taka in a very bad spot. Finally unstunned. He wants the revenge though. He popped his flask, looking for the stealth kit. Dives onto that Vox and manages to kill him off, doing tons of damage with that A ability. So, good counter engage from the red team. Now Lorelei is left alone and stunned with that core collapse. Red team is gonna try to get some of this farm away from Cruel. They do manage to get it. Mortal wound taking Cruel very low. The Taka really starting to put on the pain here. I guess he finally got his... Yeah, he got his Sorrow Blade. Finally doing some damage. Who do I think is going to win the tournament? Well, there are a few favorites so far. Some people were saying Team France might win the tournament. I don't know. Historical Esports also seemed a pretty good team. The team with Bruto was also playing a bit good. Tox Armada. And there are a couple other teams that I haven't had a chance to check yet, or I haven't covered their games, but they seem to be doing pretty well. But those 3 teams, I think, are the higher Hilo teams right now. We had Cyclone, but they just forfeited the whole tournament. I guess they didn't have time to play the tournament. We have Lotus Impact as well. They have a pretty decent formation. Taka wants a one-on-one with the Cruel. That's how confident this Taka is. It does have the level advantage, but I mean, it's a Cruel. You don't win one-on-one versus Cruel. At least you shouldn't. Maybe this Cruel should consider doing some little armor. The mortal wounds are very helpful, though. Farming stage, only 1 kill to 2. We seem to have a lot more skirmishes than we have kills so far in the game. Blue team with a slight lead in terms of money. Both teams seem to be rotating back up. Let's follow the Catherine. She stacks up 1 more stack. Cruel is waiting for a nice engage. He doesn't like what he sees though. He decides to back off. Still lurking, but goes farm up. Taka is also farming his jungle, so both junglers waiting for the late game to really dive in. Rotation, not much happening. Taka got himself a Slumbering Husk. That's the item that Cruel should be getting. He didn't really need the Slumbering Husk, but it helps like spread out the defense. Has both armor and shield, but he doesn't really need it like the same way that you would need if you were going up against an assassin hero. Cruel looking for an engage here, but Celeste is too safe up there, too far away. It's a little bit closer, just a little bit closer, but doesn't want to risk sending out that ultimate. Taka might be lurking there as well to counter engage, so you need to be careful. But Taka is not there. He's actually making his way there. Already finished his jungle. And now Celeste is going to recall. And Lorelei is going to take the opportunity to also recall. Celeste got herself Clockwork. I believe that's her second item already. Let's take a look at this Taka while we check out the builds real quick. Vox with Alternating Current and Dragon's Eye. Celeste actually started with a Frostburn, which is a curious item on a Celeste. I mean, sort of works, but I would expect her to want to give more damage. But it helps slow down the enemy, so it might help against that Cruel. Another stack. A dive in from Taka. Here comes the ultimate from Cruel. Lands on Catherine. So Cruel is forced to double back. He wants a piece of the Catherine though. And Vox is also laying down the stacks on her, but she does have her shield to protect her. And the red team seems to be pretty safe. Taka wants to re-engage, dives in, uses the flask to get out. Silence from Catherine protects his retreat, but now the entire red team seems to be a bit too low. They are gonna be forced to do a callback. Taka wants more. He noticed that the Cruel rotated down. He thought he could finish up this Lorelei. Unfortunately, he could not. And Celeste is a few seconds short of having the Solar Storm available. Let's see if she's going to use it to try to snipe out this Lorelei or not. She seems to be saving it for a better day. Both teams really respecting each other, doing a lot of damage, but really not being able to find those kills. So a very close game so far. This is what we want. We want these close games, these hard matches. Only 1 minute till Kraken on the Halcyon Fold. So prepare your builds, grab those infusions. Here comes Cruel, just threatening the Catherine away. Taka wants to catch someone. That Lorelei is awfully low. Lorelei really needing a recall. She takes this opportunity to do one now. Vox is a little exposed 1 versus 3. He needs to be careful not to get stunned here. And he does... No, he uses his dash to get away from that Catherine stun. Nice drawback. Not drawback, how do you call it? When you retire yourself from the fight? Both teams very neck and neck. Really respecting each other. It's time to get those infusions and force a team fight though. The Kraken is spawning. She just woke up. Another stun for Catherine, increasing her stacks to 24. Cruel looking for an engage there, but he just got spotted out with that flare. Here comes a wild Taka. Suddenly appearing on a Halcyon Fold. Flares, spotting out who is who. Have a nice opportunity to do an engage here, but now Cruel is back, so now it might be a little bit dangerous. Cruel hasn't managed to reach that that Celeste yet. He's always lurking, looking for a good opportunity, but he hasn't managed to land that ultimate onto Celeste. I think if he does, Celeste is going down very quickly. Both teams finishing up their rotations. I guess they're preparing to zone out this mid for the Kraken. Not even the turret has went down yet. Oh, Cruel got some Tyrant's Monocle. He really wants to do those crits. If he lands on you, he hits you 2-3 times and you're pretty much dead. So you need to be really careful here. No third item from Celeste yet. She heard me. She just got herself a Dragon's Eye. Here comes Taka, trying to defend his turret. Solar Flare rips across the map, but doesn't hit anyone. Catherine going very low is forced to pop the flask just to stay alive. And the Taka is pretty low now as well. Celeste trying to catch someone there with her core collapse. She gets fish-footed instead. This is a pretty safe tower defense. Cruel looking for an engage there. Taka might be caught off guard. Unfortunately, no one has vision to spot out his B. So he manages to get away very slowly, but he manages to get away. Let's follow Celeste for a while now. I think we should actually follow Taka, because he's gonna die for sure into someone. He might die immediately afterwards, though. Hey Razor, welcome to the stream. Both teams really taking their time. I mean, Solar Storm ripping through, doesn't quite connect the targets you would wish for. And Taka also failed a little bit of a hit there. He was forced to call back, to step back rather. It's the 8th of final, but from the loser side. So one of these teams is going home. Still the first game though, so still anything can happen. Core collapse from Celeste, missing there. Cruel waiting for an opportunity to dive in. Maybe he's waiting for Taka to use his ability. He steps up to the forward jungle. Here comes Taka into Lorelei. Not the best of targets. Ideally, he wants to reach Vox. If he can take out Vox, Cruel should be easy pickings after that. What do we have to do to get a team fight going? Come on, guys. It's a very patient Cruel, an extremely patient Cruel. Come on. Nope, they decide to go back farming. 19 minutes, no Kraken so far. I don't think they even took the gold miner. That's how competitive this matchup in the lane has been so far. Solar Storm. Now Vox is in trouble. He has to back away. Keeps landing those shots though with the resonance bounces. Cruel comes to help. No one seems to die. Come on, someone die, please. Celeste almost died. Finally a kill. Celeste goes down with a fish shoot from Lorelei. And now this turret might be in danger. Taka doing some damage. Has to go back with the sight of that Cruel. Both teams just recall. No one dares start this Kraken up. Very tense game. Sorry for the stalls here. Just closing other windows. We're back on the matchup in the lane. It's all about the lane this game. Turkmen forces in SpicySheeps. They really... Cheeps? Not cheeps. Sheeps. They're sheeps. They have wool. Here comes Taka. Very overextended Vox. The Solar Storm rips right through him, but he somehow doesn't die. The barrier from Lorelei keeps him alive, and now it's Catherine that's very low. She's forced to pop the flask just to keep herself alive. Vox finally killing off this turret. This will open up the jungle a little bit more. Will facilitate some of these invades. We might even finally see a Kraken at 21 minutes. Anyone? Anyone wants a Kraken? It's right there. Just need to start him off. Nope. They rotate back up to lane. Swog's feeling a little bit overconfident now. He knows he has all the protection from Lorelei that he needs. He just survived a double-man engage in the previous team fight. Let's see if this Taka can mortal wound him to death. Both teams very neck and neck. No one wants to make the mistake. Here comes Krull. He's gonna catch that Catherine slightly off guard. She uses her shield. Would be a nice opportunity for an engage here. Vox starting up those stacks. Celeste's forced to run back. She doesn't want to get hit with those resonance bounces. Solar Storm ripping through, but elements from the red team are dangerously low, and they do end up dead in the end with a little taunt from Krull there, adding insult to injury. Vox is gonna push this tower, or turret, and Krull and Lorelei are going to be able to capture the first Kraken of the game at 22 minutes. Very lengthy game so far, but finally it seems that the blue team has a clear advantage. Let's see how they fare pushing this Kraken push. See that the Krull is using the new skin and everything. It's probably what's giving him an advantage here. Taka is totally OP in 3 versus 3. Reza is better, but I mean, Taka is Taka. Taka will forever be Taka. The red team might be a little overextended, but the blue team just lets them get away with it. Core collapse missing there. Fish food connects onto that Catherine. She's going dangerously low. Solar Storm ripping through. Catches Vox, but doesn't seem to do much damage. That Slumbering Husk really helping out. And Catherine forced to pop the Crucible just to stay alive. Taka dives in, looking for some punishment. Doesn't manage to do much, but this Kraken is starting to get low. So I think the red team will be able to hold it. 1 turret for 1 Kraken, and we're back to where we were. Blue team with a good advantage on this game, but the red team is not falling for it. They're not doing any mistakes. They're keeping it together. Actually, Taka is face checking some bushes here. That's a bit risky, but well. Fortunately, the blue team is on their side of the jungle. Cleaning up some vision. If the blue team manages to get a good team fight, they could easily finish this game off. It's already so late into the game. It's already 25 minutes in. We only had 1 Kraken. Vox cleaning up some vision. getting engaged upon. Here comes the ultimate from Cruel. Core Collapse onto Cruel, but manages to pop up the Crucible in time. Solar Storm ripping through. Hits a lot of the teams, but doesn't seem to do much damage. War Threads popped, and it seems Catherine is the preferred target here. They want to dive onto Lorelei, but Taka just melts away. The stacks on Vox are doing so much damage. This Cruel is relentlessly pursuing the relentlessly pursuer of Catherine. And Celeste is just left alone. She doesn't have the Solar Storm. She might have it on a few seconds. Cruel is hanging. Darian's gonna catch her off guard. Why? Why? No! Core Collapse manages to survive a little longer, but I think the Celeste is that she's quite that. That was a little bit of a throw from that Celeste there. She should have hanged back, used the Solar Storm maybe to try to snipe someone out. That Lorelei was dangerously low. And now they just gone and did it. And now 10 seconds until Taka shows up. I don't know what Taka is going to do against 3 people here. I think this will probably be game. Second turret, very low already. Lorelei is low, but I mean, he has to deal with both the Cruel and the Vox. Not enough damage. The ultimate from Cruel flying out just as a celebration. This Vein Crystal is toast, and game 1 goes to SpicySheeps. Let's hope Turkmen force. Turkmen forces. They are plural. There are multiple Turkmen forces. Very good game. Very close fight. Time to swap sides and go for team number 2. Well, I'm gonna get myself a well-deserved drink of water. SpicySheeps coming off in the end. Let's see how they manage in game 2. Apparently, double corn needs 1 minute. Too late, but they press exit. Come on! Everybody's working. We already changed. Oh, they want to swap. Oh, Ajovi is on the wrong side. Right. Ankh? I don't get it. Yeah, Ajovi is on the wrong team. He only swapped 2 of them. Shaker Rule doesn't want his own teammate. Okay, now we can go. Are you complaining, Fire Rocket Jinx, that we have little games? I mean, we have 5 streamers. How many more games do you want? All of them? At the same time? Bans on the blue side is Anka. Bans on the red team side is Cruel. Pretty much the standard bans. Lorelei and Churn are also usually banned. They end up being first picks for both teams. Gwen rounding up the composition for the side of SpicySheeps. Let's see what the Turkmen forces are going to use to contest that Gwen. Ringo? Well, technically speaking, Ringo is supposed to beat the Gwen. Except maybe when Gwen hits her ultimate. So, I don't know. Let's see. Koshka running up the team from the side of SpicySheeps. That's a bit... Not SpicySheeps. Turkmen forces. That's a bit ambitious. Koshka hasn't been that good on 3 versus 3. I mean, she's good to putting pressure early on. It could work. It could work. But I think that Alpha with the reboot extra time is gonna have something to say about it. I mean, if they get the first kill to snowball that Koshka, it could work until Alpha has her first item online. But we'll see. Depends a lot on how you play it. But I would put my money on SpicySheeps right now, yeah. What about you guys on the chat? Any favorites? Let us all know what your favorite team is for this second game on the Halcyon Fold. Because this beginning is always very boring. So the first 5 minutes, you guys are free to talk whatever crap you want. And I will happily read it and respond. Churn zoning out the lane. Shikarul zoning out the middle triad. How exciting. I just recalled I forgot to eat my dessert during dinner. That was rather unfortunate. Let's see. Shall we have an engage for the middle triad? Ringo wants to put some damage on Lorelei. She's going a little low. She will be able to... She will have to be careful. Alpha wants to back out. Lorelei wants to back out. Lorelei is actually recalling. So they're just gonna let this first triad go to the side of the blue team. Turkish man forces with a small early game advantage. Will that be enough to snowball this Koshka though? That is the question. This Gwen is shooting rockets. It's the porn star Gwen. Churn! Missing a chain. Oh, the excitement of early game on 3 versus 3. And now he lands a chain! Even more excitement. And now he misses one. Aren't you guys getting thrilled up? He misses another one! 3 chains missed already. This will probably cost him the game. Here comes Alpha with an engage. Gwen trying to punish that Ringo. He pops the flask. I think he will be able to back off. This Churn seems to be caught into it though. And both members of the blue team managed to get away. Koshka shows up just to make Alpha pop that flask. And now we're back to farming as usual. Come on, chat, help me out. Tell me a joke or something. What do you feel about the 3.8 update changes? They are gonna show up. Do you like them? Do you think the game is gonna be broken? What's gonna be your favorite hero on the new meta? Just farming. It seems all 14 people in the chat are also asleep. It's not just me on the early game. Or you're all antisocial. That's rather rude of you, I must say. Team names in a corner. Yeah, I guess I could split them. Yeah, hold on. I'll fix that. Actually, let me follow someone while I fix that. That's a nice catch. I hadn't noticed that. I'm gonna swap the name. Actually, I should leave them as it is, because they are correct. Turkmen forces on the left side, and SpicySheeps on the right side. And now you can see the time, so I'm gonna put it a little bit lower. How's that? Perfect. We go, real-time bug fixing. What would this stream be without you, Oscary? Thank you for that. No skirmishes so far. I think both teams should be more aggressive at this point. Both the Alpha and the Koshka need the snowball effect to really get online, but both teams seem to be rather afraid and waiting for the late game. And I mean, if you want a late game, why did you choose snowball effect heroes? Why didn't you go for a late game hero? That's my question. Alpha early beats Koshka. Well, it depends. I mean, if Koshka gets a first kill, like out of sheer luck of getting good support, then Koshka can really snowball and kick Alpha's ass, in my opinion. But if they're one-on-one alone in the jungle, Alpha's probably gonna get the advantage, yeah. If Koshka doesn't have that gold or level advantage. Koshka jumping into Gwen. Fountain got popped. Ultimate landing on Gwen, but it's pretty much useless. Oh, I know what Koshka's gonna do later. She's gonna die. That's what a Koshka does later. She jumps into a team fight and dies. Maybe twirls once before she gets stunned and dies. Oh, Alpha getting too close there. Can they finish her off though? I don't think they can. Ringo getting dangerously close, trying to finish off that Alpha. Blue team is forced to back off. Actually, Ringo is forced to back off. Koshka wants more. And Alpha wants more as well. Both teams want more. Finally, some blood. Devastation. Koshka doing a twirl, hitting three people of the enemy team. I was gonna say 3 men, but they're all women actually. Lorelei is female, Gwen is female, and Alpha is also female. So it's an all-female composition on the side red team. Can Ringo finish up this turret? I think he can. Nice opportunity abused from Ringo there to get an early turret, get a little gold lead. Now is Turkmen forces with a slight gold advantage early on. And also a vision rotation advantage from that turret being destroyed. Aftershock, Spellfire, and Broken Myth will be a good build versus After. Yeah, but I mean, 3 items on a Koshka, and she's so squishy that she usually needs defense or something to get more life back. Aftershock gives you a little bit of life. Enjoy it while you can, because on 3.8 you're gonna stop getting that much life out of it. But I've seen some Koshkas even have Eve of Harvest to help sustain a bit longer on the team fights. Or even a Fountain, so your team ends up with 2 Fountains per game. And she manages to survive on those team fights. But yeah, Koshka is typically a snowball hero. She's not a late game hero. Lorelei checking out the vision. Churn throwing some chains around. Just laning phase. Both teams really respecting each other. It doesn't make a very interesting game, but it is what it is. And we're just gonna have to wait for that Kraken to pop up and force some team fights out of these teams. No one wants to go home. They are already in the losers bracket. They lose 1 more series and they're gone. Nice engage here. Alpha in a bad spot. Lorelei uses her ultimate to go. A counter engage from Alpha. Tries to reach to hit her ultimate onto 3 members of the enemy team. And ends up missing. Koshka dangerously low. Nice ultimate from Churn there, and Ringo picks up the kill onto Alpha. Koshka cleaning up house against Gwen, but both carries of the blue team are quite low. I don't know if they're gonna risk the gold miner. Apparently they are. Churnwalker is gonna tank it. Lorelei getting herself Crucible. Let's take a look at builds real quick, because I know this is hard to see with the desktop client. Ringo doing the spell sword and the machine gun thingy, whose name I don't recall right now. Shadow Glass and Broken Myth, no defense on this Koshka. Well, she bought it. She heard me. She heard me and bought some defense. Gwen going for Sorrow Blade and Breaking Point. And Alpha only has an Aftershock so far. I think she's gonna get Dragon's Eye next, hopefully. So, interesting. Both teams very close. But it seems the blue team has a little bit of an advantage so far. Yeah, Alpha is a bit suicidal on her build. She should have more defense, especially against that Koshka. For me, as usual, 3-man rotation trying to surprise this Gwen here. She doesn't overextend though, she plays her card safely. Lorelei uses the boots to run away. Red team really respecting the blue team, they don't want to make any mistakes. And remember that the red team are the team who is already 1-0 ahead on this series. Both teams still have a good chance, yeah. Both teams are still in the game. You have to wait for the late game. Oscar is saying that they can't block shit. Do you mean though they have bad reflexes, or they don't have? They do have a Crucible on their team. On the side of Lorelei. Oh, an almost engage there from Alpha. Misses her prime directive. And Lorelei is gonna recall. Actually, she changes her mind. Decides to stick around a little longer. Yeah, the Churn ultimate is gonna be deadly, but also the ultimate from Koshka. They will have to try to block both. Although the ultimate from Koshka, it's annoying, it keeps you rooted there, but it doesn't really do that much damage, depending if she has stacks or not, and her build is not 4 stacks, so should be okay. Apparently we have Crocabulia versus Phoenix Rise on the other stream. Crocabulia is Team France, I believe. If you guys want to check that game, I don't blame you. I won't hold it against you. Very close matchup, but I think we will only have some real action going on when we finally have the Kraken. Both teams really respecting each other. They want to get a gold miner here. The red team should be able to contest this, but they don't have vision. They don't know what's going on, and they're gonna... Actually, Gwen is coming now, but she thought twice. She had some deep analysis of her life. Do I really want to throw my life away for a gold miner? Do I really? And she decided no. I'm still too young. I got this porn star outfit. I shoot rockets out of my gun. I should hang on to life for a little while longer. Still 2 kills to 0 on the Halcyon Fall in the second game. SpicySheeps hanging on to their first game win. Turkmen Forces has a little bit of an advantage here. Ringo just got himself his Tyrant's Monocle. I think it's his 3rd offensive item, indeed it is. Swordblade, Tyrant's Monocle, and the machine gun thingy that I don't remember the name right now. Churnwalker zoning out this Lorelei. Just wants to annoy her a little bit. Here comes Alpha with a jump, and Gwen is also there. It's Ringo versus Gwen down here. The ultimate from Gwen lands on Ringo, and that should be a dead Ringo, but no, the Crucible keeps him alive. Is Gwen gonna die? Yes, she is. Now it's just 2 versus 2. Koshka trying to run for her life. Churnwalker keeping her safe. I think this Koshka might have tried to do a little bit more. Prime Directive onto the Churnwalker. Now Koshka wants to re-engage. Might be a little too late. This Churnwalker is already dead. Prime Directive coming in, doing a ton of damage. And this is where you could really use some defense items on that Koshka. Nice engage from the side of the red team. They got a good engage out with that bad positioning from the Churnwalker that was chasing down Lorelei, and ended up having a nice trade, which resulted. And here we saw the clear advantage that Alpha has on the late game versus Koshka. Koshka needs to finish up her defense items. She only has the Slumbering Husk. She needs to finish up her Aegis. But then she's too squishy against the Gwen. Oh, Team France doesn't need streamers. They're too good. People will hear of their legends after the game is done. Well, if you wait for the second game, this one might probably be over and we could possibly cover that one. I don't know if Little Old Lady is streaming today either. I really don't know what other streamers are up. We have another engage going on. Alpha diving in deep, but he's a bit afraid of the damage from Ringo. And he should be afraid. He's going dangerously low. Gwen tries to put up the pain onto Churnwalker. A reboot going from Alpha. He doesn't get to reboot. A lot of critical damage hitting that Ringo. 3 crits in a row. And that's all she said. Koshka, will she try to re-engage or just run away? She tries to run away and just dies. Yeah, but a re-engage, considering how healthy Gwen was, would be a bit too risky. So I think that was the right call. She just didn't have the boots to make it out alive. And I don't know if they realized yet, but the Kraken is already up. So you could be taking a Kraken now instead of these 2 turrets. They seem to like taking down the turrets. 2 turrets down. Red team are back in the game. They're still 1k behind on gold, but they clearly have advantage in team fights. This is the second team fight they managed to win. Gwen buying some Halcyon boots, which is strange. I guess she's missing the energy. And also an Aegis to protect herself against that Koshka. Or just to reflex block herself into safety. It's weird that the side of the blue team hasn't been able to crucible out the ultimate from Gwen. I mean, it's the only stun that the red team has. So they should be more aware of that. I don't know why Koshka is rotating the long way around. She could have gone through the jungle, but okay. See if we have another engage here. Churn trying to mellow out the red team. Oh yeah, Lorelei has a stun, that's correct. I apologize, I stand corrected. You are true. Fish food indeed stuns and roots you up. Another chain missing there. Now a chain connects. Pull back on this Lorelei. Double chain, but the team doesn't follow up. Ringo is farming. 3 chains hooked and no one following up with this Churnwalker. Now the Alpha engages, but now there are no chains on. Fish food trying to connect there. Alpha is forced to run away. Fountain is popped on the red team. A re-engage from Alpha. Detonation protocol manages to kill Ringo off. And now Gwen wants a piece of this churn. Will she able to get it? Yet she will. And Koshka is too slow. She gets stunned up from the ultimate. And she's probably gonna die here. tries to get a trade with Lorelei, but even misses that, and it's a clean ace for the side of the red team. This is clearly going to be a free Kraken, and a push that will, in the very least, get that choke point turret. No, mostly this is Turkmen versus SpicySheeps. Crocabolia is playing another match. He is in Team France, I believe, which on the online champion page is called the name to be decided or something like that. Anyways, we have a Kraken walking down the lane to this choke point turret. Couple chains in. The Alpha decides to go in. Nice stun from Churn, but he tries to go back to get another lane. He overextends a little bit. Someone dies there. I think that was a Gwen. The Churn miraculously still alive. This Alpha is rebooting. Tries to get a kill on this Ringo and succeeds. So not all going to ace. Not an ace given out. Lorelei still manages to run away with her life. But one turret is gone down. Mosi, I believe that the other... there should be an in-game stream. It should, but it's not mandatory, I believe. And I believe they started the game without a streamer. Which they are allowed to do. They don't have to stream, I believe. I saw no rule forcing people to use the stream if it was available. I mean, it's still the what's it called? 1/8. Yeah, Oscary, you only play on stream. Yeah, but that's because you're leaked. You can't play if you don't have viewers. You would die of embarrassment if only 3 opponent teams saw your awesomeness. Here comes another engage. Koshka diving in, not really getting what she wanted. This Alpha is dangerously running low, forcing the fountain, and now the Gwen is stunned up and she just melts away. The ultimate from Alpha doesn't manage to kill anyone. It might have been enough to kill Ringo, but just didn't connect those chains from Churnwalker, keeping her safe. And now this turret is dead, and red team is in a bad place again. They were in the lead, and suddenly they got this very bad engage there. Double fish food. The Crucible coming a second too late. Ringo is dangerously low, though. He needs to be careful. That's not being a noob on stream, Oscary. That's being a troll. There is a difference. But I mean, you're Toxic Armada, so you're supposed to troll, I guess. Gwen just poking this Kraken. Just wanted to make sure she was still alive, or if she is ticklish. I'm missing some Ozo. We haven't seen Ozo on 3 vs 3 yet. I mean, put Ozo with Arden and he's like unstoppable. So that's a pro tip right there for you, Oscary. Next game you should play Ozo. Blue team trying to force a team fight here. They might be overextending, especially this Churn with the slows from Lorelei. Why is Alpha on the other side? She wants to protocol in to the team fight. Ozo, Ozo, Ozo. Both teams respecting each other. There are no choke points on both sides, so the next team fight is probably gonna be game. It's time for the surprise bush tactic. Koshka is hidden. She gonna pouncy. She's gonna pounce dive against anyone. Two chains up. Now we have an engage. Alpha going dangerously low. The ultimate from Koshka going in. Doesn't quite manage to finish off Gwen. the root from the tree and actually stops people there. This Alpha dangerously low ends up dying. Gwen running for her life. Will she be able to kill someone off before she dies? Yes, she kills off one. She doesn't kill off two. This Crystal Sentry almost takes out Ringo. Lorelei still burning, lancing down some fish food, trying to slow down, delay the inevitable. Now she wants to recall. She's just gonna die to this Crystal Sentry. That's the kill. 30 seconds on the clock. Will this be enough to reach the sentries? I don't think so, but it should be enough to get this Kraken. Oscar is asking for an Atlas on Ringo. Maybe. I mean, he doesn't have to have an Atlas. He's going full crit. I don't know why he got the Bone Saw, though, because there's hardly no defense on the enemy side. Probably should have gone for more crit damage, but that's me. Or some breaking point, even. Let's see how this red team defends against this Kraken. Will we have a third game, or will we have a successful Kraken defense? Don't overextend, Gwen. They're waiting for you there. Why did Churn pop up the boots? He thinks he can stun her up. He didn't know that the Alpha was also waiting there. A stun coming up. This Alpha in a very bad position. He might be forced to reboot. Okay. He launches his ultimate, trying to get something out of it. But this Churn just won't die. And Alpha ends up dying instead. A nice ultimate from Gwen. Almost killing the Ringo. Manages to finish him off. Koshka also dying. Churn. And now the question is, do we go for Kraken or do we go for the base rush? I think we're going for the... We don't know. We do both. We don't know. Base rush. Base rush. Kraken. Decisions. I think it's base rush. We have 40 seconds to reach the opponent team. I don't know why Gwen is going back a little bit. This minion is not going to be enough to tank the full tower. 27 seconds. Kraken's doing their damage. No, this Kraken is dead. This Kraken is dead. Is not going to be able to finish the Vein Crystal. Will Ringo and Koshka recover in time to prevent their death, though? That's the question. A lot of shielding on that turret. Here comes a wild Ringo and Koshka. Will we have a collapsed Vein Crystal? No, the ultimate lands up on Gwen, but they managed to finish her off the Vein Crystal. Very close match. That was a bit unworthy. Unworthy for the blue team. They did so well until the very last engage. That was a shame. A very close match. Good game to both teams. Unfortunately for the side of Turkmen forces, this is their second loss on this game or on this series, so they will go home. But the SpicySheeps team will be able to go forward into the next game. Still on the loser's bracket, but pretty hanging in there, as they say. Whew, that was intense. Now the question arises, will we have any other games right now? Let me check on Discord. Shaker Rook wants to invite... Why is he inviting me? The game is over. What? Wasn't it SpicySheeps that won both of them? Oh, he just wants to GG. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look for another game on the chat. Don't go anywhere, guys. We should probably have another game coming up. But yeah, very good game. That was intense. Both teams really respecting each other, but in the end, SpicySheeps pulled up the win. I'm gonna try to take a look at the brackets here real quick. I don't know if anyone is streaming anything. I can't stream. See if we have another game. Maybe that aforementioned Team France versus Phoenix Rising will be on the second match. No games to stream, Lana Elrig is telling me. But we should have something. This is the problem of all the games starting at the same hour. This is why I would hope you guys would schedule things with more time apart. Like, don't start at 8, start at 9. Or start at 7, you know, have some time apart. But I'm gonna ask a few more people if they have any games coming up. I guess I can use the all tag, or whatever it's called. Player. And let's give them a couple more minutes, see if there are any other matches. If there are not, then we're gonna raid someone's channel. Yep. Only one talking. I think Team France should have the second game available, but they're not responding. Does anyone have them on chat that can poke them before they start the next game? I don't think I have Crack, whatever they're called on oh, they're already playing the second game. Okay, well, no stream for them then. Where is this page? Can you send some link? It's just go to online/champion tournament. But I'll post it here. Crocabulia. Yeah, but I think they're already playing. I was just informed that they're already on their second game. Which is a bit silly of them, but I mean, whatever. If they wanted to play without streamers, I guess they're playing without streamers. So I guess that's it from the stream, unless someone pops up back again asking for a game. I guess that's it. So thank you everyone for joining back. I'm gonna search for a stream that we can raid. So hold on a second. I know it looks weird on your screen right now. Bear with me. I'm just gonna search for someone to raid. Who do you guys want to raid? Shall we raid Maxman? We can raid Maxman. He's always online streaming. Might as well get some love from me. /raid Maxman 30, wasn't it? Okay, guys, let's raid Maxman. 4 viewers, 5 viewers. Is that all? Is that all you have to raid? 6? Is that enough? 666. Let's raid him with 6. There we go. Send him my love. See you next time. Bye bye, everyone. Take care.